Hey guys, Ron here. Welcome to the first of many deck profiles coming out on my channel for Megacolony. The first one we're going to be doing is pure Gredora standard deck profile. I would like to pre-apologize. I do not have like a printer, so my proxies kind of sort of look like this. But you'll get the gist as we go along. So I'd like to start with one starter. Because you're gonna need a starter. This is gonna be crap, I forgot his name. You know, the new starter, him, obviously. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really liking Protect 2 in this deck right now. It might just be the fact that I like that it stays on field and gives a little extra defensive power to my grade 2s, but I also do think Protect 1 is a decent option in a Force meta. If you're against Excel clans, going Protect 2, not so bad. So, you know, just keep that in mind when you're playing the deck. So obviously starting with the grade 3s, because that is the meat, chicken tenders, and what such have you. 3 Dark Face Gredora. This is a G-Series Gredora, just to signify that it is Gredora. This guy is totally Gredora, if you could not tell. And Gredora's abilities are Act Vanguard Circle once per turn, choose up to 2 of your opponent's rear guards. Without any cradle markers, put a cradle marker on each of them, and Auto Vanguard Circle when it attacks, cost retire a rear guard, search your deck for up to 1 grade 3, call it to rear guard circle, and shuffle your deck. If you've called, that unit and this unit get power plus 10,000 until end of turn. So, you know, main boss unit type jazz, all Vanguard Circle. It's really strong, and I'm actually really enjoying that specific card. Getting into the other grade 3s, we've got Dark Face, who is actually Dark Face, but you can't see him behind the ability because there was just that much freaking writing to do, and like my handwriting is not the best, so it came out as like a lot. So first ability, Auto Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle. When placed, cost discard a card from your hand. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards without any cradle marker on it, and put a cradle marker on it. Or without any cradle marker, comma, and put a cradle marker on it. Second ability, Auto Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle. When it attacks a Vanguard, cost Counterblast 1. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards with a cradle marker on it. Retire it, and this unit gets power plus 5,000 until end of that battle for each grade of the chosen unit. That's obviously good because the cradle markers have the ability to search your deck for a unit with the same grade as the unit that the cradle marker was on when that unit is retired. So if you choose this to retire, you can search your deck for literally whatever you want. It's just basically a Counterblast 1 draw, and if you need the extra, what am I, an old newspaper boy? extra! If you need the extra cradles, you can do that. Next, we're going to be running 3 Hell Demise. His ability is pretty straightforward. Rearguard Circle when placed, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, rest it, and stand one of your rear guards. That can be used with Gredora's second ability. So like, let's say you attack this unit, attack with this unit, retire this unit, search your deck, call him, then he can restand him. So that's pretty effective. It's come up in many games. The second ability is Continuous Rearguard Circle. All of your opponent's rearguards in the back row of the same column as his unit cannot stand during his or her stand phase, which is actually pretty useful because then you do not have to put a cradle marker on the unit in the back row unless it has a really good ability. You know, that type of jazz. So like if you get this up against a Nemain, you know, oops, there goes your Nemain. You can no longer use it. And then put cradle markers on the other Nemains. So, pretty effective. And the last grade 3 that I'm running is Death Warden Antlion. He's a good finisher. When it attacks, Soul Blast a grade 3, discard 2 cards from your hand. Ouch. And until end of that battle, this unit gets power plus 10,000, critical plus 1, and your opponent cannot call Sentinels from hand to Guardian Circle. So, that's the grade 3 lineup for this deck profile. I think it's pretty decent. Gredora being the main boss unit, you always want to ride her, so. Getting into the grade 2s, we've got Despoiling Mutant Sticky Bolas. 2 abilities, Auto, Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle. When placed, cost Counterblast 1. Look at 6 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 2 cards with Dark Face in their different card names. From among them, put them into your hand and shuffle your deck. So it's basically Mantis, but it searches out a Gredora and a Dark Face in one counterblast and does not gain power Vanguard Circle. And then second ability, Auto Rearguard Circle. When it attacks, cost Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets power plus 6,000 until the end of the battle, until the end of that battle, for each of your opponent's rearguards with Cradle Marker on them. If this unit's attack power is 20,000 or greater, draw a card, which you really only need to get 2 Cradle Markers on your opponent's field to be able to get it over 20,000, so it's pretty easy to get. Or 1 Cradle Marker and then have a booster behind it. Pretty freaking easy to get to. So the second grade 2 we are running is Nel Nympha. Gosh, it took me forever to figure out how to pronounce that. Obviously also proxied. Has 2 abilities, Continuous Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle. During your turn, if a Cradle Marker is on your opponent's rearguards, is on one of your opponent's rearguards. I missed a... Oops. Missed a word there. This unit gets power plus 16, or plus 6,000, not 16. That'd be cool. So basically, it's a 15k attacker, Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle, which means there is a way to get Cradle Markers on your opponent's rearguards pretty early in the game, so grade 1 type stuff. So that kind of spoils a little bit of the deck, but not too much. Then, his second ability, Auto when retired from Rearguard Circle by your card's ability. Sadly, it's not by a card's ability, because if that was the truth, you could do that against, Kagero and Shadows, and that'd be pretty sick, honestly. And they would have to avoid targeting it, and then you could put it on a Protect 2 marker, thus making your Protect 2 markers a little scarier, so that'd be cool. Sorry. Going through the rest of the ability, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards without any Cradle Marker and put a Cradle Marker on it. So again, just like Dark Face, he has the backup ability of just kind of create more cradles in case you really need that. Say you're against Alt Mile or Shadow Paladin, that's a popular deck. And you really need to get rid of their rearguards, that's a pretty effective way to do so. Last but not least, we're running 2 Machining Mantis. He's still a decent card. Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle. When placed, Counterblast 1. Look at 6 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 grade 3 card from among them. Put it into your hand, shuffle your deck, and this unit gets power plus 6,000. So, he is another sticky Bolas, but of course it can search out your Death Warden Antlion. I don't think you would really want to be searching this out, unless you manage to see it in the top 6, and then you want to retire or use Cleared Breeze on your opponent's Nemains or whatever early game. So, getting into the grade 1s, I'm running 3 Cleared Breeze, who has a singular ability, Auto Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle. When placed, cost discard a card from your hand, draw a card. Cool, filter. Second part of the ability, and if you discarded a grade 3 for this cost, choose one of your opponent's rearguards without any Cradle Marker and put a Cradle Marker on it. Ah, that's the good stuff. So if your opponent goes first and domains, you want to either remove the domain. I'm just saying because you really are scared of that sup ride. So if they call out the sup ride thing off of the domain, you probably want to just get rid of the domain. Or if they call out the grade 2 searcher that searches out their Blaster Dark, you want to get rid of domain because then they can't search out the sup ride unless they have another. Just thought I'd toss that out there. Pretty smart stuff. Second grade 1. Moshi Roro. Moshi, shut up. Her name's hard to pronounce. This unit, 3 of, definitely. I wouldn't put it any less than that. It is just so good. Act Rearguard Circle, cost, retire this unit. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards with a Cradle Marker on it. Retire it. Call up to 1 card with the same grade as that unit from your deck to Rearguard Circle and shuffle your deck. This ability may only be used by a card with the same card name once per turn. So, this is basically just I've called this to field, I retire it. I get another one to field, and because of the Cradle Marker's ability of getting retired, I get another thing to my hand. So, a little bit more control of your opponent's field, more retire, all that jazz. But this time you get a +2 off of it, but a -1 from hand, so it's pretty freaking good. I'm running 2 Small Captain Butterfly Officer, her ability, rearguard circle when placed, rest this unit, choose up to one of your other rear guards, and it gets plus 10,000 until end of turn. If you chose, at the end of that turn, put that unit into your soul and countercharge 1. So this effect will stay enabled even if you retire the chosen unit for Gredora's ability. So it's pretty useful for obvious reasons. I mean, the counter charge is pretty dope. Sometimes the soul charge is pretty dope and other stuff, so on and so forth. Getting into the spicy grade 1 techs, because we're allowed to do that now, I have 1 Fouling Net Mutant Splashizer. Splashizer? Whatever. It's a grade 1 PG. Just wanted to be able to get that from the deck in case my opponent calls down grade 1s, because let's face it, not a lot of decks don't call down grade 1s, and, you know, just a good thing to have. I'm running 1 Brawny Jerk, not for the first ability, but for the second ability of Auto Rearguard Circle. When it boosts a unit that attacked a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, discard a card from your hand. Your opponent chooses a card from his or her hand and discards it. So, you know, you can use Mosiro to get this unit behind your Vanguard, and then every time your Vanguard attacks, it is a 30k column, and since you have pretty freaking good draw power, you can just be like, LMAO, discard, you discard as well, and I'm attacking for 30,000. It's pretty good. Third, 1 of Tech, but I'm considering replacing this for another of Cleared Breeze, rather, because Cleared Breeze is pretty insane. Stealth Millipede, and yes, I am showing off that I have a triple rare foiling. This card is beautiful. 7k grade 1 with continuous. If this unit is rest, all of your opponent's rearguards in the same column as this unit cannot stand. And then rearguard circle when its attack or the attack it boosted hits, put this unit into your soul and countercharge 1. So another soul charge countercharge booster, but this time I don't have to put the unit. I don't have to rest the unit for 10k and all that jazz. So another thing like that, and then the first ability is obviously pretty good. So final spicy 1 of Tech is a new promo that we saw. Area Stiller. Act rearguard circle once per turn. If there is a marker on any fighter's circle, cost Soul Blast 1 grade 3 and get an imaginary gift, protect. This unit has come up so many times in my playtesting, it is not even funny. Okay? He's just like, every single time I'm like, oh well, I could use your Soul Blast for sticky bolas, or I could get a protect gift to my hand because my opponent has a force marker on their field. Hello? It's freaking insane. Especially against Kagro, getting 2 PGs per turn is really, really, really good. And Kagro's still going to be meta. Let's be serious. It's also pretty helpful against the Grand Blue matchup because, let's face it, Grand Blue's a rough matchup. I'm going to do a video talking about that, by the way. So, trigger lineup, 4 heals. It's going to be the new heal when we get those. 4 Jewel Flasher, 3 draw PGs, 3 more crits being Shelter Beetle, and 2 of what will eventually be the new draw trigger. So anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this deck profile. I'm sorry yet again for the amount of proxied cards that I have. I'm only me, and I do not have access to a printer. When I get access to a printer again, I might start doing proxy play, test battles, Megacolony versus certain things that people might think are a bad matchup, like Night Rose or Silverthorn, Lukier specifically. Silverthorn, Lukier specifically. Anyways, super excited for this. I'm going to do a couple more deck profiles, specifically Megacolony deck profiles. I'm going to do the Gunning Colio Cradle Marker build, which is kind of like a control mill type deck. It's pretty interesting. And then I'm going to also do a machining deck profile as well. I recently started to get into Angel Feather. I don't think that's going to go anywhere until Gavrael gets revealed, but I guess we will wait and see. And let me know what what deck profile you want me to do next in the comments down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice night.